The Canadian Card Collector here, and welcome back to day 167 of a daily deck review. And the deck that we're taking a look at today is the Desert Tan Kingslayer's playing cards from Illusionist. So, with no further ado, let's take a look and see what we get. Here we have the Desert Tan Kingslayer's playing cards here from Illusionist here in a satin finish tuck box here, because it's not a matte finish tuck box, and it's not the glossy finish tuck box. The super glossy finish tuck boxes. Matte tuck boxes don't really have a shine to it, and the glossy ones are even shinier than this, which are getting in between. So it's a satin finish tuck box here in that desert tan colorway. It says Kingslayers here with the sword, and then playing cards down below. On the side, it's just that plain there. Other side is plain as well. On the bottom here, you got the Illusionist logo. Some Illusionist like information there, like the Illusionist Playing Card Co. Made in Belgium. And then you got a barcode there. On the back, you got a sneak peek of that back design. On the top, you got Kingslayers. On the tuck flap here, you got Topple the Master. On the inner tuck flaps here, you just got that Desert Tan colorway. You take the cards out of the box. On the inside of the tuck box here, it's just plain white. Nothing too crazy going on inside there. And it is a pretty thick tuck box here. Now that we took a look at the tuck box, time to take a look at the cards. And first we'll start with the back design here. Here we have a mirrored back design here with the standard white border going on. It is in that desert tan colorway for the back design, or background color. Then you got the two swords there in a kind of like a slanted design. And they're mirrored each other. So if you flip the cards over, it's the same design in both directions here. Now for the cards you get with the deck, here we start with the first Joker here. You got two swords here in that desert tan colorway, and both swords are in a straight line, and the ends of them are like touching, and they like have those like spark kind of like lines there. And then the other Joker here is the two swords again in that desert tan colorway, and they're making like an X shape, kind of like they're hitting once again, and they got those like sparks there for like hitting there, those lines. And we get to the custom Ace of Spades here, where it says Kingslayers in that desert tan colorway, and it says The Illusionist Playing Card Co. printed in Belgium. And you can tell it's printed in Belgium because of like the way the lines are. You can tell it's not the United States like a company. Like kind of like cards there, like stock. So it definitely is a different stock. And then you got the kind of like the king there within the spade. And you got the sword going through it there. And then the rest of the spades here are pretty like standard spades, like a slightly smaller and like skinnier spade. But they're still like pretty standard looking spades there. And then we got the core cards here, Jack, Queen, and King of Spades. They're pretty standard like standard core card design there. And then they're in like that desert tan colorway. It's pretty much like a white and desert tan kind of colorway there. And then you got the diamonds here. Got the custom diamond pip there. With the red there, and then the little thin black outline there. And that design goes out the rest of the diamonds. And we got the Jack, Queen, and King of Diamonds here. Pretty standard looking core cards once again. They're definitely not the bicycle, like fully bicycle like standard core cards, but they're similar, just like, and they're in that desert tan color once again. Then you got the clubs here, pretty standard club design. And then you got the pretty standard core cards here. And they're in that desert tan color once again. And then you got that pretty standard club design, slightly custom, but still standard. And we got the hearts here. The hearts is that red color with the black outline again. And they are slightly custom hearts there. And then you got the core cards here, Jack, Queen, and King of Hearts. Pretty standard looking in that desert tan colorway. Then we got those custom hearts. And then the last two cards in the deck, you got an extra Queen of Hearts, and then you got a double backer of the back design. Now that I took a look at the cards, time to test the handling. And first we'll start with the springs. And the first thing I noticed right away, these cards are really bendy. Okay, it takes no effort to like bend these to get them to spring. And then, since they're so bendy to like bend, it's more of a lighter kind of spring compared to like a more like heavier kind of spring where if the cards are thicker, you get a more heavy spring. These feel nice and airy and light, but they're still pretty smooth. There's no issues with the springs. Now time for the fans. Well, as you can see most of the pips and numbers here. There's no stickiness or clumpiness to the cards. They're nice and smooth and consistent. Now time for the Pharaoh. A nice smooth Pharaoh there. And they interlocked and weaved flawlessly there. Now time for a giant fan of the back design. Now time for that reverse Pharaoh. The reverse Pharaoh is not as smooth. It kind of like slightly like push them together to get them to interlock and weave. But they interlock and weave pretty nice there. Not 100% flawlessly, but pretty close. Now time for a giant fan of the faces. Now time for the riffle shuffle or bridge shuffle. And you can definitely tell the cards are like a lighter neck cards here. Because they're like a really thin stock of cards. Like they're like a thinner stock. So you got nice like so it's like a really like light. It's hard to explain. Like, oh yeah, it's like a softer kind of like riffle here. Because when they're like a thicker stock, you got that like more noise to it. And they're kind of like slightly faster, but these are like a slower kind of riffle. It's still not a bad riffle here. Most of the riffles are pretty soft and smooth here. No real issues there. Now time for the packet cuts. Well, other than that not working, the packet cuts are pretty smooth here. They didn't really feel like they were going to fall into my hands, other than when I tried to do this, just because of my I didn't have it gripped tight enough, but it worked here. So it didn't really feel like they're gonna fall in my. Yeah, the cards didn't feel like they're gonna slide in my hands while doing any of the packet cuts, which is nice. Now time for the one-handed cut, or surely a cut. Now time for the dribble. Once again, the cards are like, it's like a softer dribble here, because the cards are more bendy. So you don't get that nice rigid feel like a thicker card. But the dribbles are still like smooth. You get a slightly more like rigid ripple when you flip the cards over. Oops, no issues with the dribbles. Nice and consistent and smooth. Now time for the spread fan. And lastly, spread the cards on the table. Overall, Illusionist has made a pretty nice deck of cards here, and a unique kind of colorway. You don't usually see like a desert tan, like a tan kind of colorway for decks too much. You see more bright colors for cards usually. Those are nice like different color, which I kind of like when you use different unique colors for the cards. And then you got pretty standard faces here. They're slightly custom, but still like standard at the same time. And then for the handling here, the handling is pretty smooth here. I found no issues with the handling other than the cards are like a thinner stock. And they're a different like finish. They're not since they're made in Belgium, they got like a different kind of like finish to them, as you can see here with the light hitting it. You can see the different pattern within the stock here. It's always nice to try different stocks and finishes. And like I said, the cards are nice and smooth here. There's no issues with the cards whatsoever. Nice and smooth. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed. This has been day 167 of your daily deck review. This has been the Desert Tan Kingslayer's playing cards from Illusionist. And I'm the Canadian Card Collector, signing out. That's the video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.